What up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're talking about a few things. The first thing we're going to be looking at is how a Hall of Famer explains that the Detroit Lions are way better, maybe not way better, but they're better than what their record shows, just like I believe. And also, we're going to be looking at Darius Slay. This man wants to be our returner. Maybe, I don't know. So let's get it started. Shout out to Pride Time B. Okay, now this was one of the guys, as you know, there's a lot of Lions YouTubers out there, and I think a lot of people after, a couple of weeks, or at least recently, have kind of been dropping out like, man, this isn't the team, I'm done, we're not making the playoffs this year. And Pride Time B was one of those guys that I knew were there, like, he's like, we can still get there until the Raiders game happened. And he's like, I'm out. And I was like, all right, man, just, you let me know, though, because we start winning, I'll throw you a floaty, whatever y'all need. All of you guys, I'll throw all of you guys a floaty, okay? An inflatable. I'll blow it up myself. No, I won't. I'll use a pump. What am I talking about? This is not even a real inflatable. Anyways, shout out to him. Shout out to all the other Lions YouTubers. But basically, okay, those guys are all hopping out. I think I'm the only one left. I think I'm the only dude left in the game, or maybe there's a couple. If there's anyone else out there that believes that we can make the playoffs as a YouTuber, or even as a comment, even as a subscriber, someone that watches, let me know in the comments if someone still believes, okay? I know there's a few of you guys out there, but I don't know all of you guys, so you have to make yourself known in the comments below. But I think I'm one of the only people left in this Lions community that believes that this team is going to make the playoffs. I'll keep the hope alive. We'll see what happens. Like I said, until they're mathematically eliminated, I won't stop keeping the hope alive, okay? So just know that. Gil Brandit, who is a Hall of Famer NFL player, he talked about the Detroit Lions, and he was also talking about some other teams that he said are better than their record or worse than what their record shows. And the Detroit Lions came up as one team that he said was better than what their record shows. Now, he brings up his first point, really his main point, is that, look, if they wouldn't have got cheated against the Packers, they'd be 4-3-1, which I said in my other video. If you guys have not checked it out, definitely go check it out, because I basically break down 3 plays that would have changed the Detroit Lions' path of this entire season. I just uploaded that video. That was my last video. Definitely go check it out. Also, go check out the Michigan State basketball video. Come on, y'all. Go check that out, please. After this one? Okay. I talked about in that video how, yes, it is a super big deal, because if the Lions win that game, it's the difference between us being a half a game behind the Packers, basically being a half game behind the Packers, and instead, now, we basically need to win out. So we're in a completely different situation because of that loss to the Green Bay Packers. And that's the first thing that he brings up. The Detroit Lions can still get hot and make a race for the playoffs and be a scary team in the NFL. So he talks about the Packers game first, and then he says, sure, this team has flaws, and they are surprisingly a terrible defense. Basically, that's how he says it. I'm on good with you saying that, because right now we're terrible. We're 31st overall, 27th in scoring. We're bad. But the fact is, we are still 3-4-1, so let's just throw that in there. We have won some games. And then he talks about how the Lions have really been on one play, kind of like I said in my last video, of every single game, whether it's them winning or losing. One play, it's come right down to the end. We haven't got blown out. We haven't blown out anybody. So we could definitely be a really, really good team. Like, we could have like 6-7 wins right now, or we could have like 0 wins right now, okay? You never know, just because that's how close games have been so far this season. This team has flaws, Yes, they are the 21st ranked running game in the NFL, but he talks about how good Matthew Stafford is and how hot he is and how this is the best he's ever played in his entire career. He talks about how, aside from his division opponents, their only other team that is above 500 is the Cowboys remaining on their schedule, so he thinks they should really just fly through that, and that is including the Chicago Bears. So he thinks there's a really good chance this team can get high, and I don't think, if there's any reason, I think the Lions win all their games, they will find a way to get in the playoffs. I know things still have to happen. I think they'll find a way, whether it's through a wild card or the division. I've talked about how that's possible, winning the division. If you guys want to check out a video, definitely do it. I know I'm shouting out a lot of videos, but they keep coming to my mind, so I might as well tell you where to find them. The Detroit Lions have been close in all their games, but that means that they can be very, very dangerous. And like I said, if Detroit Lions defense could just be a little bit better, this team would completely turn around ship, and they'd start winning a lot of games. And that's how he says, the Detroit Lions are going to make the playoffs. It's very simple. They just got to get consecutive wins. They got to start piling up wins instead of just win, loss. Like, you can't be like that. No, it's got to be win. It's got to be just popping them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got to get a big streak going on. And I think that's possible for the Detroit Lions. With Matthew Stafford playing like this, like he said, and Kenny Galladay and those guys, I don't think there's any reason that this team just can't start popping them off. I know it's unrealistic, and I know a lot of times the Detroit Lions blow these games that they're supposed to win, but I have a feeling about this team that this team can get going. Matt Patricia will show us a little bit from back when he was with the Patriots, like when it mattered most, November, December football, they really stepped it up a notch, and they just started taking care of business. Maybe that'll be the Lions. Maybe he's got something. Maybe, here's a crazy scheme. What if he was trying to be terrible? That way, these next 8 games, no one's going to be expecting. Like, he's hustling us. That would be a terrible strategy. Please, Matt Patricia, I hope you didn't do that. It's a terrible strategy. It'd be kind of cool, though. The man finally stood up and said, hey, look, other than me, I guess, because I said it a lot. I know some of you guys have, I'm not discounting any of you guys have too. But I guess like a national person, and said, look, man, the Lions are better than what their record shows. Hopefully they show that this Sunday. You see what I did there? Look, okay, it wasn't good. Okay, we're going to move on. Next up, we're talking about Big Play Slay. And we're talking about Big Play Slay, and he's trying to figure out ways that he could be more impactful. He can make those big plays. That way he lives up to his name, Big Play Slay. Because he really hasn't made one in a while. He's missed some injuries and stuff like that. But he's thinking, okay, maybe I need to punch some balls out like Justin Coleman. You can learn from that man if you want to. But then they ask him about returning kicks, and he's like, yeah, I would do that. I'm the GOAT back there. And now, obviously, Darius Slay says a lot of random stuff, and sometimes you just can't take it seriously. But he may be the GOAT back there. So back in high school, he was a great kick returner, punt returner, that kind of thing. But in the NFL, he's never done it, and I can completely understand why. I mean, this guy has been our best corner for years, and to put him out there as a returner is very, very dangerous. I mean, you can do it. Some teams do it. I can't think of one that's recently done it, but some teams do it. Some teams put their best wide receiver back there, something along those lines. But that usually doesn't happen because they're trying to keep those guys healthy. They don't want them to get extra snaps on those kind of formations, like special teams, to get hurt because it's not worth it. We also still have Jamal Agnew, who I believe in. He does have one kick return for a touchdown this season after a really, really bad start. But who knows? Maybe this could be a spark that the Lions need, and maybe that Darius Slay needs. Maybe he'll go out there and be the GOAT. Let's just give him a chance. You know what, Detroit? Give him the first kickoff in the Chicago game. If we receive or we kick, whatever it may be, with our first kickoff return or punt return, put Darius Slay out there. Let's see what happens. Okay, kick return. Don't do it on punt return because so many things can go wrong on a punt return. He hasn't done it in so long, he'd probably fumble. He would probably fumble, okay? But he is Big Play Slay, so he may even recover it. I'd put him out there on a kick return. Just one time, see what happens, right? Just don't get injured, okay? But I thought that was interesting to see. I thought this was kind of like a little funny thing I would throw in there because I'm not sure. This is most likely not going to happen at all. There's like no chance. He's probably just messing around, saying that he's goatish back there. But it would be kind of cool to see him. Like, I can't lie. If we came out to start the Chicago game and Darius Slay's back there and he just takes that back, oh my gosh, how hyped that would be. Oh my, I would lose it. Y'all know how hyped I get over little things. The littlest things, I would be, whoa! Okay. Anyways. Shout out to all you other Lions viewers. Shout out to all of you commenters. Shout out to all you subscribers. The bell notification squad. Is that what they call it now? That's what I'm calling it? Yeah. Okay, no, that's not good. We're going to call it the squad. The bell notification squad. If you want to be part of the squad, if you want to be part of that secret club that only people that click the bell and click all are in, you can be in by clicking the bell and clicking all. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really hyped up for this one. I don't know why some videos I have so much energy. Anyways, let's move on. Thank you, for watching, and I'm out.